My Coley Pops is back in casts again. If you're new here, my name's Sam. I have 2 boys. My eldest is 7, called Austin. My youngest is called Cole, and he's 4, nearly 5. Cole has talipes, and he has had this ongoing disability, deformity, however you want to say it, since he was born. He was diagnosed with talipes when I was 20 weeks pregnant at the 20-week scan, and it has been a whole journey. I've documented a lot of this over on Instagram and have a highlight over there if you want to read the backstory. But he is having major surgery on the 1st of April. And in the run up to that, he is having bilateral, so both legs, he's having casts. So they're under the knee casts so he can still walk, thankfully, and they are bright green, and he calls them his Hulk casts. He's had them before because he's had a lot of relapses. If you don't know what talipes is, most people know it commonly called clubfoot. So he was born with his feet pointing towards each other rather than forward. And this is something that can't be fixed. It can be helped along the way, but it cannot be fixed. He will have it forever. Now, he's been relapsing on and off for the last sort of 2 years. I'll go into the whole backstory in another video because I'd be here all day. However, I just wanted to bring you back up to date because he is in double cast. He had them on yesterday, and I wanted to raise awareness because we do get funny looks, mainly from adults. Kids are a lot more understanding and accepting, but adults will stop us in the street and be like, oh, what's he done? And I suppose it is rare you see a child in double casts. Like, there'll be kids that break their arm or break their leg and they have a cast, but it's very rare that you see them both in casts. And he hasn't broken anything, so he's not in loads of pain. It's uncomfortable. So what they do, they cast his feet to stretch his tendons on the back of his ankle, so his Achilles tendon and the tendons in his foot. Because the reason his talipes is relapsing is his tendons on the inside of his foot are a lot stronger than the ones on the outside of his foot. So they're pulling his foot in on both sides. So his major surgery is going to be tendon release and tendon transfer. Possibility of bone work as well. If you don't want to hear the gruesome details, skip forward a bit or just swipe past. But I wanted to let people know exactly what it is because I struggled finding anyone who actually explained it from a parent's point of view and not a medical point of view. So my understanding is from what I've been told on my own research. So he will have a tendon release. So they will slice his Achilles tendon. They will then slice another major tendon on the inside of his foot, more at the ankle end, so the back of the foot, and then the major tendon that goes sort of on the top side of your foot down to near your big toe, that will be completely released. So tendon release is the Achilles tendon and the one on the side. Tendon transfer is the tendon down to his big foot. What they are doing is they're going to release that tendon, so cut it. Underneath his skin, they are going to move the tendon to the outside of his foot and stitch it to his bone. Which I've had a lot of tears over this, I'm not going to lie. It sounds so gruesome and vile, but it needs to be done. The poor kid can barely walk at the moment. He's falling over all the time. Haven't spoken about it a lot because it's just been a lot and it's horrible to see. I do want to raise awareness of it, and if I ever go quiet on here, I want you to understand that there is something going on, or if I come across not myself, etc. So that's the tendon transfer. However, when he had x-rays not that long ago, they discovered that his bone structure might be making the problem worse. So his shin bone, I think it's called I don't know what the technical term is, but the shin bone, the bone in your shin that goes down to your foot. Obviously, your ankle is a ball joint and it's meant to roll. Cole's shin bone isn't curved on the bottom of the bone, it's flat. So the ball of his ankle joint can't move. It's very rigid, and he's had such rigid ankles since he was born, and this would make total sense to us. He's never been able to move his ankles. which is really odd. It probably doesn't sound that odd, but if you think about it, I haven't met anyone that can't move ankles. So what they're saying is, we don't know if we're going to have to do the bone surgery. Well, they don't know until they're in there. But they've pre-warned us that if they see that that is flat, the bottom of his bone, they're going to shave his bone to make it more curved, to hopefully give him some more. So again, gruesome. And I'm very emotionless at the moment. That's the way I deal with it. I've sort of cut my emotions off because this is a hell of a lot for me to accept that my 4-year-old baby boy, premature baby boy, is going to go through. It's a lot. And he's very particular about things. We think he's on the autistic scale. He likes things done his own way. So we're also worried about things like, is he going to eat in hospital? Is he going to accept that he's got to be in a hospital bed? Will he wear the hospital gown? All these little things are stressing us out as well. And we want him to be as comfortable as possible. But with Cole, it might not be that simple. So it's a lot. Following surgery, he will be in hip to toe casts for 6 weeks. However, to get the maximum stretch from the tendons, so they release them, so when they heal, they're going to heal longer, they need to stretch his leg out. And to do that, they're going to be flicking his ankle up, and they're going to probably bend his knee in the cast. So the way that he's cast, he's not going to be able to walk in his casts. So he's a very active 4-year-old, nearly 5-year-old, and he's not going to be able to move for 6 weeks. He's going to be wheelchair bound, and I don't even think he's going to be able to lift himself out of the wheelchair. We don't know yet. So we are going to be on 100% call. It's going to be like having a baby who can walk and talk and scream and tell us what he wants. Last night was already quite rough in his cast because obviously they're trying to stretch him out. He woke up 3 times. So I'm not expecting any sleep for the next 3 months because he's going to be in casts for 4 weeks prior surgery, 6 weeks afterwards at least. He's going to miss quite a bit of school. So obviously that's something else we've got to think about. It's just a lot, but I wanted to put it out here. If anyone has been through this or is going through this or is going to go through this, please reach out. Let's have a chat, because I found it really hard to find other mums who were talking about this kind of experience and about talipes. Like I said, medical wise, you can find loads. The actual experience of it wise, I couldn't find anyone. So I'm hoping to find some of you, and I'm hoping some of you find me. So yeah, I just wanted to let you know. Any questions, let me know. I'm really open to discussing it. If you don't know what talipes is, I'm happy to go through that as well. But wish us luck.